So a while ago, we converted a number of my fuel cans here away from the dumb safety vent, the safety spout style, which are just abysmal and absolutely suck. And we converted that to a proper can. So we have a really nice vent and we have a spout. And enough of you like this that you're really kind of putting me in a position here, because I said that I would drill a hole in my nice Rotopax mount and test this out if enough of you liked converting this can over. So here we are. We are going to convert my 4-gallon Rotopax, drill a hole in it, and hopefully make it better and not ruin the can. Now, to Rotopax's credit, they do sell a fix for this, and that is to get a vented fuel spout, and I do have that. So here is what it looks like. This is a vented spout. You can buy these online pretty much anywhere. They are rated for fuel. I actually changed out the rubber gasket for a fuel-rated gasket, and that seems to be working better. This is long enough to fit in almost all your vehicles, and it's not a weird permanent angle, so that is a huge plus right there. This does help a lot. However, this still flows fuel pretty poorly, just because the vent design and flipping it upside down and all that stuff. Now, this is the kit we used on my previous cans. This is a Magic 4 fuel gas can vent. They have two different types of these. The first generation, you had to use a wire to snake it through, and this generation, you can just pop a hole through and well, put it through the top and screw it down. I'll show you how it works. But we're going to use this style mainly because I think it's easier, and I can't really fit a wire all the way from the top here through where I plan to put this. Speaking of which, we have our spout here, right? Okay, so you're mostly going to use it in a kind of thisward position. And because of that, when you fill it, you know, you're going to have air at the top up here, right? And when you go to tip it, you're going to have your air come to this back corner, back here. And my thought is, we want to put this vent cap, this little guy right here, we want to put this in an area that is somewhat protected. Now, these seem to be pretty strong. I throw my fuel cans for my chainsaw on the back of the truck, go wood cutting, and I haven't had one of these break off or pull out of the can yet, so I don't think you're going to knock them off too hard, but we still want to put it in a place that's relatively protected. And I'm trying to figure out, I kind of like this spot right here. The only problem with this is it's right in the way of a handhold. And this is one of your major handholds on the thing. The other spot would be here. But the only reason I don't like this spot specifically is because when you go to tip the can up, your air is really going to be up near this handle. And I don't want fuel coming and pouring out of this. So we might just have to bite the bullet and just put it here anyway and just let it be what it is, and it is what it is. It'll really be down here anyway, so maybe it'll be out of the way. So all we have to do is drill a hole and install this so that we can get away from the supposed better nozzle that is EPA friendly. So maybe what we'll do, let's see, where are we at? Down there. So when we tip it up like that, all the air is going to be up here. So I really want it to be, I think, up in this area here. Well, I can spend all day here figuring out the perfect location and just justifying where it should go, or we can just do it. Ooh, that is a pretty thick hole. Let's clean that up a little bit with a knife, but these do have a maximum wall thickness. I'm hoping that's going to be pretty close. I'll bring it in here and show you. You can see that's a pretty thick can compared to normal. Let's clean this edge up just a little bit. Oh, there we go. That looks better. Okay. Now, on to putting this guy in. Oh, that is definitely, whoops. This is definitely a much tighter fit on this really thick-walled can. Hoping that we can gently get this started. Well, maybe I'll start around back. course, being careful not to hurt the rubber seal, because then we'd have to start all over. I mean, I have more of these, but don't want to waste them if we don't have to. I think we got it. Feels like it. But if we did, it's very... Thing is, we can't even look in there, so we're just going to have to go based on if this will grab or not when we tighten it down. But it feels like it grabbed. So it feels like we've got it and popped it in there. Cool. There is not much left in there, so that's probably about the thickest can that you can do with these things. Okay, now the next step is tighten this up. So they do give you all the tools you need, including a little coin that goes in here. But I just like using a flat blade screwdriver to do it. You know what I'm thinking? Because we're here, and this is going to be bouncing down a trail, why don't we pull out our favorite chemical that man has ever invented? That, my friends, would be Loctite, of course. And we're going to go the full gamut. We're going to go with red. We're not even going to mess around here. That should be more than enough. Just because my OCD will bother me, we're going to line that slot up, and then we're going to go after it with the wrench. Alright, gentlemen, I did figure out a problem just now before I even got put fuel in it, and that's a good thing. We put red Loctite on this thread, but this thread is not just for this nut, it's also for the cap. So if we screw this cap on there without cleaning that Loctite off now, we're going to Loctite our cap shut, and that will be a problem. So let's go about cleaning that off. Ooh, I'm almost out of parts cleaner. Well, actually, I am out of parts cleaner. We're actually done with that now. And I like these upgraded ones too, because the nut is actually smaller than the knurled nut here that you take off the actual vent cap, I guess. Because that your locking nut squeezes everything together, and this is your knurled cap that caps the vent. In the previous version, that nut and the knurled cap here were the same size, so when you grabbed it with gloved fingers, you would grab the nut. So that's why I like this one better. It's a better job. And this material is also a lot nicer. It's just nicer all the way around. I'm thinking we just see if we can strap this thing like this. My Jeep used to have my Jeep once upon a time had a roof rack on it. You can see I don't have that anymore. So, and if I'm honest with you, 4 gallons is too much for the back of the Jeep. You don't need that. One of the little 2-gallon packs would be about perfect, since it's basically just to get you back to civilization. Let's see, is that gonna work? Yep. All right, I think that'll do. All full. Here we go. All right, so far so good, no leaks. It's about 90, 100 degrees outside right now, so no leak at the cap and no leak at the vent. This is fill it with 4 gallons, just strapped to the tire like that. I think it took about 20 miles to get out here, so let's go have some fun in this open ride area. That was fun. All right, so how does this thing work? Well, I don't see any leaks here. And no leaks here. And again, just ratchet strapped to the rear tire. We've been out here for probably an hour and a half. The tank is warm to the touch, so like all Rotopax, it's pressurized. You can actually see the bulges going on. So the little cap, the little vent is holding up. Let's get to a flat spot and we'll see how it does actually getting fuel in the tank. Got the tank off. Let's see. That's exactly why. That's exactly why you want it hidden. Because see, the first thing I did is I shoved that right in the dirt. That handle protected that cap. So, yep, pressurized. Of course, the cap goes right in the dirt. So that's nice. Now we should have all the flow. So I think the way we're gonna have to do this, since this tank is so unwieldy, is we're gonna put this in there and start upside down, obviously, and then I'm gonna undo the vent cap because I can't undo the vent cap on the opposite side. I guess that was a mistake of mine, but this way, see with this vent, I can actually get that in there, and then we can do one of these things. All right, and now we can come up here and just undo this vent cap, and here it go. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's flying. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is just drinking it. Man, it's hot today. We're almost done already. Word to hear. Okay, that was really fast. It's 100% done now. So now we just put our little vent cap back on. There we go. And yeah, put the stuff back in there. That was very, very fast. Very fast. Previously for something like that, I probably would have been out here for 10 minutes. Not only fiddling with it, but also just sitting there holding it, trying to get fuel in the tank. I mean, those nozzles really suck. Okay, we're just gonna shove this in here and put the top over it. Yeah, that vent, awesome. That in combination with that vented spout that you can get. I'll put a link to both of these. I think that has reinvigorated my love for the Rotopax. At least remove my biggest issue on the thing. Now, more testing to be done. I'm going to load it with fuel and let it sit for a while and see what happens, see how well this holds up, since that's technically on the bottom. But honestly, that is how you fix Rotopax fuel tanks, I think, and make them usable again. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you in the next video. Now I gotta go home. It is really, really hot out here. And I want to cool off.